This is our first honoree, Christopher Michael. And to talk about Christopher Michael, we will welcome to the stage Zachary Caballero.
Enjoy your Seeger.
Oh, nice. Whew. Make some noise if you're next to somebody beautiful. I'm next to Christopher Michael, so I'll clap for him. My name is Zachary Caballero, and I am a writer, a poet, a lawyer, and I'm a former alumni of the Austin Poetry Slam community, which has been a part of this city for almost nearly 2 decades. And Christopher Michael, to put it shortly, is a lighthouse for the poetry community here in Austin. He has not only been an organizer, but a slam master, but a coach and a mentor to me since I've been involved in poetry for about 8 years now. Christopher Michael has not only moved poetry forward in Austin, but he has given Texas a voice and a presence at the national level. Everywhere Christopher Michael goes, people knows he's there. And everywhere he goes, people knows that he is about the people and about bringing art to the people. That's why he created his own publishing company, to bring art and to bring voices to people of color in Texas who are not getting these precious publishing deals. This man cares about more than just himself. He puts himself on the line for so many different communities, and Austin is bigger and better and louder because of Christopher Michael. And in fact, I met Christopher Michael 7 years ago in this building after I won my first my first local youth poetry slam. Okay? Local youth slam. I was 17, and I was so excited that I won, and then this strange, excited host comes up to me. He's like, "That was so amazing, man. That was so great. But here's what you can do better." And I was like, "I just won. What do you mean?" And that kind of just shows his tenacity, his personality, his willingness to challenge people around him. And you know, the goal of writing and creating a community for writers, especially young youth poets, I think the greatest gift you can give is a lifelong love for writing and performance and for words. And that's the legacy that he is leaving and is still building. And I am a reflection of not just the success story of Christopher Michael, but really, you know, he prioritizes stories as success. And I think that's really important to point out. So I am extremely honored and extremely blessed to stand here in one of my original home venues and welcome my poetry coach up to the stage to give him an honor and an award from the Austin Creative Alliance. So please, start building energy for Mr. Christopher Michael!
Before I start, I think the most important thing to relay to you is that I have books and CDs in the back for sale. So I have to acknowledge the people in the Austin Poetry Slam community that came before me. Mike Henry, Austin Poetry Slam, Ron Horn and Sheila Shaban, Under 21 Poetry Slam, which became They Speak Youth Slam, Herman Mason and Brian Francis, Austin Neo Soul, honoring those who were with me then, Danny Strack, Austin Poetry Slam, Sarah Uphoff, Janine Wright, Joe Francis from They Speak Youth Slam, those who are with me now, Jomar Valentine, Tova Charles, Glory B, Victoria Murray, Peter Nevlin from Austin Poetry Slam, Sonny Soper, Austin Poetry Slam, Austin Neo Soul, 310 Brown Street, and those who are following me, Edwin Maldonado, Speak Peace, formerly They Speak Youth Slam. I do what I do for so many selfish reasons. I am self-centered. Centered in self, my me sets the agenda and runs the show. I wrote my first poem for a good grade. I wrote more poems to impress a girl. I wrote more poems to save a relationship. It worked for a while. I entered my first slam and won, so I kept going because winning feels so good and I am good at it. I rock crowds, I steal stages, I steal spotlights. I wrote more poems for points. I have always done this for me. I inched my way into leadership so I could influence change and create a show that I wanted to be in. I didn't consider leadership meant people would follow me. I was just looking for influence. I did this for me. I created a publishing company to bring attention to my work. I didn't know I would be promoting self-reliance in others. I didn't know I would be making poets immortal. I started coaching youth because I selfishly wanted to sit in the audience and enjoy a good show, so I sought to create one, not to shape anyone in my image, but to give the future the necessary tools to put on an incredible show for me. I didn't know I would be teaching teamwork and leadership. I didn't know poetry was the gateway to literacy and a treatment for PTSD. I didn't know any of the kids would get what they needed to debate at Harvard from me. I didn't know what I was offering would be the only thing a kid sleeping in his car, in his friend's car, would have to look forward to. I didn't know I was teaching a young man who would one day be my lawyer. I didn't know a first-round draft pick in the WNBA would one day say my extended hand and open mic would save her life. I just wanted to make dope slam poets. I just wanted to win. I just had no idea of what the prize would be. My name is Christopher Michael. And for 5 years, I was a slam pappy for They Speak Youth Slam. My job was to extend mic stands with open mics to broaden my reach. I teach, then they speak. Like the color of the skin is not a problem. They speak because the pigment in their skin causes them problems. They speak pain, sadness, joy, love, salvation, and forgiveness. They speak failure and success. They speak about the disadvantages they've been delivered by underpaid, overworked employees of a daycare system that used to water seeds while trees were busy making bread. Even when left behind, they speak. They speak from dreadlocks and lisp, blue eyes and stutters, olive skin and dyslexia. They speak from poverty and privilege. They speak about the boxes they've been boxed in. Some still confused, don't know which one to check. They speak about closet doors left open by those before them. Sometimes they walk out of them right on stage, right before your eyes. They resurrected the dead, keeping memories alive with every name that rides the winds of their words. Like Jesus stands at the cave of the mouth, you hear, "Get up, Lazarus," when they speak. And as long as they speak, we keep mics open like mama's early morning arms, spread wide like airport runways, waiting for little ones to land on her love, following Harriet Tubman trails of ink, cross abolitionist pages to braze the open light of the open mic. We keep mics open like Underground Railroad so they can speak. There's freedom here. When they were with me, they weren't robbing, killing, stealing, or drug dealing. They weren't slitting wrists, popping pills, or taking a second look at their last meal. They weren't bullying, being abused, touched, or neglected. Simply but powerfully, they speak. So thank you for this award. I appreciate the acknowledgement and the acceptance. My me is thrilled. But if I didn't have this to display in my home, I would still have the success of my successors to validate my existence.